Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Faith and I'm writing an adult literary fiction novel about a 20-year-old who's lonely and feels like she's behind in life. Okay, so today we're not going to be talking about that book, the name of that book is Therapy Confessions, but today we're going to talk about my first ever book that I wrote the summer before my sophomore year of high school. And I've always called it, the trio. I always called it the trio, but like I'm reading the name of it and it's saying If I Say, which, that's not the name I expected, but whatever. So we're going to be reading this novel, and I'm not screen sharing this novel because if there's something cringy in here, I do not want to see it. And then, like, if there's something cringy, I might say it. Well, I will say it if it's not that bad. But if it's like something like very like I quite literally cannot do that, then I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen. So I guess in this video, I'll just read this novel for the first time since what's my freshman year. I'll also just like give my thoughts on it, talk about how I've grown as a writer and things like that. I don't know. I just think it'd be fun to just like reread my old novels. So that's what we're doing today. So yeah, I'm just gonna read it, and I don't know if I'm gonna speed up the clip or just cut it out entirely and then just like keep updating you every time I speak. But that's editing. Faith will figure that out. So you guys don't have to worry. Quietly in the first sentence it says, there's a typo. It says Grace sits the lone chair that her father always sat in, tears streaming down her face. It's supposed to say on, but okay. Typo. I actually like the imagery of that first sentence. I think obviously the way I said it is completely like Grace sits on the lone couch. Oh, I think I said chair. It's lone couch, which I'm just like, the lone couch. What does that even mean? Like I'm gonna have like the sentence, but like that's just embarrassing. But whatever. But then when it says that that her father always sat in, I could have just called it her father's chair or whatever. And then it's just like tears streaming down her face, and like her face is still, and I like the image. I like this image of this, but at the same time, I said it in the worst possible way. So that's embarrassing. Plus, I have my laptop here, which I feel like that's obvious, but I didn't show you guys, so. Oh my god. Okay, this is so embarrassing. Okay, what typo? Oh. Okay, let me read I'm at this point just reading guys everything, but whatever. Okay. Grace finally gets up and pulls a blank piece of paper out of the printer. Taking a pencil, she draws lines on the paper so it can look like a page ripped out of a notebook. She gets more and more pages and does the same thing to those until she has a big enough stack to write. Oh my god. Bro, and I thought this was good. Like I was eating this up because like the first chapters are always like the chapters that I think I eat down on. So this is, oh my god, what did I mean? Like, okay, so you took a blank piece of paper from the printer. Okay, whatever, fine, whatever, we can say that. And then you drew lines on it, and you're like, this looks exactly like a what's called notebook piece of paper. What type? And then she does this to a bunch of papers until she thinks that she has enough to write on. Okay. That's just like, I'm just trying to think what was I thinking writing this sentence? Like, not this sentence, this paragraph. Oh, this paragraph, like, oh my gosh. Like, I haven't even read the first page, and I'm already finding so much wrong with this. But whatever. Let's just pretend. Okay, whatever. Okay, I feel like this image is so good. Okay, this is the end of the first chapter. This is gonna be a very long video, guys. I'm sorry about that, because it's 37 minutes, which I will be cutting things out, but at the same time, not full. Like, the whole thing isn't gonna be cut out. But anyways, in the last part of so what she's writing down is what happened because her best friend dies. This is the book I said. Oh, I should probably give context. Okay. Okay, you guys are probably like, what even is this novel? Okay, so this novel is about a girl named Grace, whose best friend dies, and her best friend's name is Summer, and this was like the first queer relationship I wrote, and it was like a moment in my life where I was discovering my sexuality or whatever. So this was the first queer book I wrote, and yeah, whatever. So Summer dies, and Grace is reflecting on, I guess, what happened before it happened, before she died, or like she's talking about how she regrets everything. And so practically in the last couple of paragraphs before the first chapter ends, she gets these pieces of paper out because she likes to write down things and just like uses that to process what happened. So yeah, like, I feel like the scene is there, except that little paragraph about her getting a blank piece of paper from the printer, and like getting from the printer, like, really, oh my gosh. Okay, whatever. Because my parents own a printer because I don't know, they just do. But I'm just like, I don't feel like, I don't know, do other people's families have printers? I have no idea. But like, and I used to take printer papers out of the printer all the time, but it's like, I feel like okay, whatever. If people did have it, would they really do that? I don't know. Or would you just take it from like the blank piece of papers that are like in that like package? Okay, I hate that paragraph so bad. But like, the scene out aside from that little paragraph is actually pretty good. Like, the writing is absolutely horrendous. Like, I hate it so bad. I'm looking at it, I'm like, but the things, it's like, I can understand for everything but that little paragraph. Yeah. Okay. What I'll say about the second chapter is that I do write flashback scenes well, and I guess I've always written them well, because it's like, they sound like children, and it makes sense because they are children. They're like, I don't know, first grade, and it makes sense. It completely makes sense, and I do like that. And let me see some stuff I said. Is there any lines that I should read out? I'll just read like a little bit of it. And this is like terrible, but like, I'm fine with it because I was almost a freshman, so whatever. Okay, so it starts off like this. I always hated when my mother would, oh, plus why is it so formal? Like, my mother, I just call whoever the main character is mom is their mom, because I don't know why this is so formal, but whatever. I always hated when my mother would bring guests to the house. This time is no different. There's a girl who seems to be in third grade just like me. She wears all pink clothing. Okay. All pink clothes could have just been better, but whatever. That matches the different shades of pink in different shades of pink beads in her braids. Okay. She looks around and sees the green couch in the living room, then the TV. Can I watch TV there? Her mother comes into the house so I can see her. She is the same shade of brown as her daughter, light brown. Don't be rude, she says as she gets a curl out of her face. Okay. We didn't need the last sentence, but whatever. No, it's fine. You can go ahead, my mom says as we call her mother and then I call her mom. Okay. My mom says as she puts on a kids show. She goes over, sits on the floor, and watches the show. Summer, do you want to watch some TV? Okay, the reason why I'm so confused with this whole thing is, first off, the main character's name is Grace, and the love interest, or the girl who dies, whatever you want to call her, name is Summer. I accidentally switched their names, and like it's just switched for the rest of the novel. And like literally in this chapter, Zach, or Z, he goes by Z because I was obsessed with nicknames as a kid, whatever. He mixes them up in the beginning, and like I also mixed them up, except like mine was not purposeful. Well, actually his wasn't purposeful either, but like it was a whole joke thing or whatever, but like whatever. So for the rest of the novel, the main character's name is Summer, even though that's not her name. But okay, there's two things that I have to say about chapter 4, which maybe I should stop updating every chapter, but whatever. Okay, so basically in this chapter, or do you guys, basically in this chapter, the main character wakes up, she's late for school, she comes into school, the teacher's like, why are you late to school, whatever. She sits down, and then we see that Z and Grace's relationship is strained, and it's like, in the beginning, they kind of have this like best friend relationship. Like you can see the formation of this like this little trio's relationship was chapter 3 or whatever. Oh no, this was chapter 3 right now. Okay, you could see the formation of the relationship in chapter 2. But then like you see them kind of estranged in chapter 3, which, okay, I like that. Okay, what I would have done if I were to rewrite the book now is I would have made sure that they were like best friends before we're introduced to the fact that they're not friends anymore. Because I feel like the origin of their friendship, I don't know, I feel like it could have been like more at the end. Like I feel like that would kind of just like be like a cute, like, I don't know, like it's let me type this in. Melancholy? Is that how you say it? Oh, no, it's not melancholy. Okay, but it would kind of just like be this like kind of just like sad, like seeing how they are now and then like seeing how they were before. So basically what I'm trying to say is I would have switched their character introduction to like later in the book, and then had their like them being best friends in the second chapter, so that it actually makes sense why Z and Grace being estranged is important. But yeah, that's what I would have done. Okay, I don't have a page break between the time where they're in school talking about how they're going to go to their school's park after school, which, okay, I feel like that's not realistic, but you know what, whatever, let's just say they did that. But there's no not page break, but like a little indent. But that doesn't even make sense, because what, they're in like first grade. Okay, whatever, you know what, that was just a big pothole that I missed. That's just, okay, whatever. Okay, it would have been fine if they went to the school with their parents, but they're going alone. So I'm just like, I feel like that doesn't happen. Or does it? Like, I don't know. Because I did this with my siblings, but the thing is, like, they're my siblings, so obviously we'd go places together. But, like, with this, like, a friend, I don't know if that's realistic. Okay, I completely forgot about this, but I hated writing, like, high school books because I just didn't like writing about the school. But anyways, let me read you this little paragraph, which it's very much why, like, not bad YA, definitely. It's like, I feel like this was giving like, not 2000s, but like it was giving like a show you'd watch. Like if you've watched a show that takes place in the high school in maybe like the 2010s, wait, 2010s. Yeah, the 2010s or something. Like, that's what it's giving, but whatever. Okay, let me read it out loud. I watched the clock tick, getting closer and closer to 12:50, which is when lunch begins. The bell finally rings, and I practically run out of the room. I go to the lunchroom to see what they have, but it's nothing good, as usual. You'd think they would change to have something good on the first day of school as a welcome back treat, but instead they have cold pizza and a soggy chicken patty. I go for the pizza because at least I'll have a less chance of throwing up. I pay for my food. I look around to see where to sit, but all the seats are taken up because the other teachers let their kids out early. Okay, that's the most cringy sentence this isn't even, no, not sentence, most cringy paragraph. Well, it's not still as cringy as that first paragraph that I showed you about the printer. Like, what? Okay, but this, like, what was I actually thinking? Like, this was giving very much quirky vibes, and I don't like that. No. I needed to stop. And that's just like, so, like, where I'd always like talk about the school food. Okay, no, let me not make too much fun of my writing. These sentences, I say, Z says, okay, aren't we going, wait, okay, oh, I can't read. Okay, aren't we going to do something about her? Z says, his face is a mixture of worry and concern. I feel like I could have just like, a mix of worry and concern. I feel like those two words are way too close to just like have said both of them, but I don't know. This is, I guess, the turning point where this story turns from just like a contemporary novel to a mystery novel, which I wished I had kept it as a contemporary novel because I just feel like it was so much about regret, and it's just like I didn't have to kill off the main character, and it's just like it didn't have to be a mystery how she died, because I think she could have just died in a car crash or something just easy. This whole thing didn't have to happen, and then it could have just been like a reflection on that. I just feel like if I'd gone down that route, it would have been better, but I didn't. There's a couple of things I have to say. So far in the novel, I think Z has a crush. Like, I think this is like a little bit of a love triangle, because either she has a crush on Z or Z has a crush on her, or there's something going on between there. And then there's also the relationship with Summer. I have no idea if, yeah, there's those two relationships. And then I was also gonna say something else. Oh yeah, they're really in 5th grade and they're making plans to go places with each other, which I don't know if that would be realistic for a 5th grader, like without their parents. And it's just like they completely are not talking to the parents like at all, and I'm questioning how they're able to do this, but I guess that's what I wrote. Oh, let me read you this sentence. If the police find out about our connection to her, we're going down. Like, I had no business writing this book. Like, oh my gosh, why would I even? And it's like, I actually thought this was like the greatest novel ever, and this is only 10,000 words, so it's not even a novel, it's a 0 draft, but like, I should not have been writing a novel. Actually, fine, whatever, because I learned stuff, but like, this is just very embarrassing. Okay, I hate these transitions so much. Like, it's just like they'll be doing something in the present and then they'll do something else, and then she's like, oh, that reminds me of back in the past, and it's like every other chapter is a past chapter, so it's kind of just like, we get it. And it's like, I did not need this many flashbacks, and if I was going to do a bunch of flashbacks, it's fine to just do a flashback without saying you're going to do a flashback, you know what I mean? Like, that was just very extra. I'm confused. When did this happen? Because this is saying that Z and I aren't friends anymore, but like literally in the last scene they had together, they were eating pizza, and like just reminiscing on summer. So like, when did that happen? Like, is it gonna be later that they explained that that was me? It was me who wrote this. Okay, but that I will explain something because this isn't making sense. Like, what do you mean? What did I mean when I said? Oh my gosh, when I said that, like, I think there's supposed to be an extra scene, but that's why I'm just saying. Oh, okay, but like, okay, whatever. Again with those transitions, like literally, let me start off from just this random thing. Do you want? Okay. Do you want anything to eat? I already had pizza. I tell her. My voice comes out flat. Do you at least want to watch your favorite movie? Okay, I say, and we watch the movie the whole night. I'm reminded of the last time I watched this movie. Like, I just kept doing this. Like, I'm reminded of. Like, just give it a break. Again with those transitions, like literally, this is like I put it on the right. I put it on the top right side of my notebook and write the words by Z. I lie on my bed and let the memory take me back to 7th grade. Okay, so first off, what's happening in the scene is, obviously she watches the movie and then like, actually it's gonna be explained later why she's saying bye Z or whatever. But like literally, this little football eraser taking her back to 7th grade. Again, another bad transition scene that I just really don't like. Another thing that I have to say, I feel like there's something else. Where is it? Oh yeah, I do like that there was this like little thing in this novel where she had this box of like memories that she didn't want to remember. Like, she'd put a bunch of things in here that were just like, just helped with her memory, and I really like that little thing. Like, I think that was really cute. And I feel like this is just a middle grade novel. This should have just like been a middle grade novel. This should never have been a YA novel. Because as a middle grade novel, which is what I'm taking it as right now, it's not bad. Like, I'm saying, like, not for the writing, but like for the way the characters act, it's not bad. But like for a young adult novel, yeah, this is bad. Okay, sorry, my camera, no, not my camera, my phone ran out of storage. I had to delete some things. They're just old videos that I never got around to deleting, but whatever. Okay, so the dad is homophobic. I completely forgot about this because it's like in one scene the mom and the dad break up, but then in this scene, so I guess I was gonna switch it off to that. But okay, whatever. Sure. Oh, so then that means that the break. So she did kiss Summer. I didn't know that. I thought she just like, it was always just like a pining type of thing where it was just like not like they didn't know each other's feelings for each other, but I guess they did a little more than I thought. Okay, so I feel like what's called the dad's POV was just like my fears of like, I guess, coming out as queer, but like, I don't know. I'm kind of just like, whatever, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I feel like I've read scenes like that before, but I don't know. Would I have made the same approach? Well, because it's confusing. Okay, there's just this break, which I think oops. Okay, I think before my camera cut off. Okay, so Z I don't know if this was the scene I was going to talk about, but whatever. Now I can't remember, my phone stopped recording. Okay, but I think I was going to say Z stops being friends. Well, he doesn't stop being, he starts playing football and he starts getting new friends who aren't Grace and Summer. So that happens, and I really like that when things like that happen. Like, I was eating that up. Like, I truly like that scene, and I don't know, it's just my favorite type of thing in a book. One of my favorites. But so then we go from that to the dad's POV, which is just confusing, because where's the point where Grace and Summer get close to each other before the kiss happens? Like, I don't know. It didn't work. Okay, so I'm going back to the mystery aspect of it, because her mom's like, where's Summer? Well, Summer's mom says, where is she, or whatever, and I think she covers for her, but she's dead, which I'm just like, what happened there? Because I don't remember what twist I ended up having for that. Yeah, I have no idea. I do not remember, so it's gonna be a surprise for me right now. So yeah, I've said like my relationship with one of Z has changed, and my relationship with Grace changed that day like twice, though. I don't know why I did that, but I don't know. I guess I thought it was suspenseful. And the worst part of when I say that is that the relationship, like, we don't see their relationship changing. You just like, I just say, oh, the relationship changed, and then you see how it's changed like immediately after. There's no like kind of in between, I guess. But yeah. Okay, so in this novel, I completely forgot that what's her name? Grace ends up dating this guy named Nick or whatever, and whatever, the relationship ends. It's just like a throwaway relationship. And then also, Grace starts dating this girl named Isabella, which she corners her and tries to kiss her, and then like what's called, so that to get Grace mad or something. But anyways, the drama, like so she's trying to like make Grace not like, wait, no, not Grace, make Summer not like Grace. But I guess that's pretty cool. That's cool. Okay, what was I talking about? But you know, okay, literally, like, I made Grace literally have like so many love interests. Like, quite literally, Grace's new girlfriend Isabella, Nick. Z is low key sounding like a love interest right now, and just, I don't know, everyone was in love with Grace for no reason. Okay, guys, again, I had to cut off like the video because I needed my phone to charge. But I ended up finishing the novel. Honestly, I ended up not like filming me finishing it, because this novel, it was so confusing. Like, it was 110% confusing. Like, things would happen and then I'd pretend they didn't happen. I don't know what I was doing. Like, okay, so the second half of this book definitely turns into a mystery. So basically what happens is that what's her name, Grace and Summer, they go to this house, and I guess they think that Summer ran away or something like that. Yeah, they think Summer ran away, and they didn't tell the mom, Summer's mom, that she did that. Well, at least Grace didn't, because she keeps Summer's secrets and stuff. So like this time she's just keeping another secret, but then they get scared that something happened to her. And so Z and her investigate, and the ending was quite literally so, like, what? Okay, in the ending, what ends up happening is that Grace says that, the reason why the reason why Summer wanted to run away was because she had to move in with her dad for some reason. And so Summer comes back to their town or whatever, and she says goodbye to them, and yes, and then they kiss goodbye, and then Grace leaves, and like Summer says that she's not Summer says Grace will not see her in the morning. And so they have their goodbye kiss and whatever. Okay, first off, I thought this book would be more relationship heavy. They're like the relationship between Grace and Summer was barely talked about, and when it was talked about, it did not make sense in the novel. Like, for example, there's this scene where we see when Grace and Summer broke up. It quite literally made no sense because it's like Z's like, wait, why are you talking about you guys breaking up? Like, what does this have to do with her being missing? And then she's like, oh yeah, well, what happened was after we broke up, I was caught riding my bike, and I heard her say that she was gonna run away. Like, I was riding my bike across her house, and then I saw that she was crying. Which, why would you be crying in front of your house? But fine, whatever. And then she's like, so I went to her, and then she kind of talked about running away, and then she's like, wait, you didn't tell me that. This, like, I generally, like, what was I thinking? I'll read you guys the last scene because, like, at this point, it doesn't make sense. Like, I know I'm not making sense when I'm saying what happened, but that's because this whole thing does not make sense. But okay, so in the last scene, I do like this last scene. Okay, so it says, I'm almost asleep, but then I remember my notebook full of things and I start to cut them out and put it on a piece of paper. It all started with the cartons. The first day of 4th grade. I have a secret. Remember the party we threw for Grace by Z. The first person I ever kissed. I can keep your secret. After you left me, you came at the wrong time. The last thing I wrote is for a memory of the 12th grade. I love you, Grace and Z. Well, I guess I love you, Summer and Z. That's what it's supposed to say. But, like, I do like that ending. I think it's cute. I think, because in the whole book, she's summing up what every year was like for her. So I do like that. I just really liked that. What's called the last thing I write is a memory for the 12th grade. I love you, Grace and Z. Well, 12th grade. She's not in 12th grade. She's in, actually, then that would mean that she was missing for 2 years. Because when Grace is talking to Summer and Summer's like, oh, I want to run away, she's like, we have 2 more years of high school, so how would, like, she be in 12th grade? Like, she cannot have been missing for 2 years and Summer's mom just never noticed. Like, okay, but you know what, fine, I like that. What I will say about my back then writing was the writing was bad. I do think I could construct, like, a scene, and I think the beginning is strong, which is still true of me now. Like, I can write a strong, like, first couple of chapters, but then it goes bad by the last chapters. So I'm happy with the beginning chapters. But yeah, this was a complete and utter mess. I guess I was supposed to talk about how much I've grown, and it's like I've definitely grown, like, because this plot, it didn't even make sense, like, at all. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, what was I thinking? But anyways, and that was so whatever. You know what, I wrote it. That's something I did back in the days, and it's like I have such great memories of it because this is always like my summer book of vibes, like, based off of thing. But, like, rereading it now, I'm kind of just like, it was bad. It was definitely bad. Is there anything else I have to say? I don't know. I feel like this was good to read, like, my first writing, because I feel like I haven't grown as a writer, but, like, reading this made me realize I've definitely grown. Like, I'm not this same writer. I don't write like this anymore, and I'm proud of how far I've come. And yeah, it was just interesting to see my first novel and, like, what I thought was good back then. So yeah, like, I'd recommend doing this if you're a writer and you have a first book that you haven't read in a long time. Like, I'd recommend rereading it. Like, it just shows you how much you've grown, and it's just like a fun time to make fun of your old writing. So anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I don't have no idea. Let me not even attempt that, but like, just subscribe and like the video and comment. Is there anything I want you guys to comment? I don't know. You guys can comment about like your first books that you ever wrote, and like what genre it is and stuff like that. I don't know. I'd want to hear about that. But anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.